proposition. Anyone who understands me eventually must transcend these propositions. And then he will see the world arise. See
Okay, so welcome to the live stream. I don't know if I even have anybody watching this, but maybe if you're catching this later, this is episode 2 of the live stream where we build something. For now, it's gonna be focused on AI stuff, AI and agentic stuff. As I am learning, I'm also kind of sharing as well. So feel free to come around and write bugs sometimes. Right, so we got AI and everything. They're gonna help us fix it. Most of it. All right, so what we'll do today is we are going to build a GOAT SDK plugin. We are going to build a GOAT SDK plugin. A GOAT SDK plugin. And if you don't know what a GOAT SDK is, we're just going to take a quick dive into that. And over time, let's say over the next 5 minutes, we're going to take a dive into that. And then we can now focus on building one of the plugins, whatever plugin, as tiny as it can be, just to kind of show the process of building a plugin for GOAT SDK for your AI agent. Even though the title says I built an AI agent plugin, I don't feel good. I don't know why. I don't feel too good. But the show must go on. Okay. Okay. I don't know if the music underneath is kind of okay, or I can't really tell. Next off, someone can give me feedback in case you're watching this. Or what am I deceiving? I don't know if anybody's watching this. Let me see if I can change the audio to something less disruptive. This is not bad. All right, so let's get right into it. So GOAT SDK is a framework, a toolkit that allows you to kind of give your AI agent access to on-chain stuff. So if you're building an AI agent and you want it to be able to do things on chain and even interact with your smart accounts, wallet address, interact with, essentially give your AI agent an account, a bank account, a financial sovereignty to handle things. You can use GOAT SDK to be that layer that gives your AI agent financial abilities. So it's kind of well described on their webpage. You say you can create agents that can send and receive payments, purchase physical and digital goods and services, engage in various investment strategies. At the end of the day, because you've given them, if the AI agents have access to like financial stuff, I mean, these are all like side effects of that. If AI agents can take money out and take money in, access to data and other stuff, so we expect it to be able to trade and also like stake and yields on those things, also bet on prediction markets. There's several things that giving your AI agents sort of like the ability to do things with money, giving the money can do. So also you can, tokenize any assets. This is just like summary of what an AI agent can do if you use GOAT SDK. There are other platforms, other toolkits that you can use for this kind of stuff, but I have the most experience with GOAT SDK, and I find it to be an interesting community. So I pick this one. Maybe if you do live stream something, we can explore that one spot. This is what we're doing today. That's it. So a little bit about how GOAT works. Let me just take off this side of the screen so that we can focus on this and then back. So GOAT leverages blockchains, cryptocurrencies such as stables as the infrastructure to enable agents to become economic actors. Like I said, you're essentially giving your AI agent access to finances, so it can handle things, and because they can handle wallets, they can handle. You give them ability to handle financial stuff. They also participate in the economy, sort of like stuff. So, you can give your agent a wallet. You can tell it to, you can allow your agent to transact anywhere. You can use more than 200 plus tools, and this is something I'll get into later on. You can also use any agent framework of your choice for your AI agent. Yeah, so GOAT is a good one. GOAT is a really, really, really modular piece of tech. The toolkit that is extensible, you can take it whatever shape and fashion that you want. And I can say it better than they said it yet. Lightweight and extensible. Yeah. And they also recognize that. So different from other toolkits, GOAT is designed to be lightweight, extendable by keeping its core minimal, allowing you to install only the tools you need. So this is where the plugin things come in. It's a plugin based ecosystem. So the plugin based ecosystem. So you can create yours. You can maybe write some bunch of code to integrate with a new chain, interact with a new wallet, integrate a new agent framework, all that cool stuff. So yeah, that's a lot of things to enter. If you want to go into this, I'm gonna paste this link to the Go thing in the chart in case you want to dive in deep into all that sweet stuff. But that's not our business today. Our business today is what exactly does it mean to be a lightweight, extensible? Okay, so I just added this. Oh, I'm getting better at this. StreamYard has had a lot of change in this past. Once I actually use StreamYard to do anything. So like it's nice to see some UI improvements. UI improvements also mean some things might not be the way you know them to be. So also a little bit of learning curve. So but ultimately it's a good one to see nice things going on there. All right, we're back. If you can hear me, let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know. And if you're watching, welcome to the stream. We're going to build a GOAT SDK plugin today. I wrote an article some time back. What was the article? I can't remember where I put it. Okay, Akembi, I think. I wrote an article about building a GOAT SDK plugin some time back. Let me take this off stream to do. Come back. Akemd.io. By the way, if you use Akemd, well, maybe you need to. Akemd allows me to write Markdown. The way you have Notion, that's the way you have Akemd. Just strictly like a Markdown writer and also a preview. Nothing more. Oh, and then also like there's a multiplayer feature where you can collaborate with someone on Markdown files. So I just want to share the article I wrote. This is way back. This is way back. I already I don't know, 3 months ago. I never published this article, but I wrote an article how to create a GOAT plugin. Like it's a all crazy long piece of article and code and stuff. So, but today I'm going to do something instead. I'm going to do one live. So maybe I'll finally get to clean up this piece and just like release it out there. But I've written this like 3 months ago or something. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of using Akemd. You can use it to write articles and see the output here. Something cool. But that's not the focus for today. Today we're going to write all the beginning from scratch. And we're going to write our plugin. Oh yeah, so GOAT SDK, we've seen the basics. The next thing is to also understand why do I have that other stuff. Yeah, so we've done this. The next thing is to explore that GOAT SDK plugin. Yeah, so like I said, GOAT SDK is plugin based. So if you go to the bottom of that link I share on the group on the screen, you would see a bunch of plugin tools, supported tools and framework. So the plugins are essentially tools because they are like tools in the sense of they do things, right? I think they're trying to change the name from plugins to tools. I'm not sure how that is going out, but they've always been called plugin. Calling them tools right now is more like a interesting thing. So just take these two things as the same thing. In this place, they are calling the plugin as the name. They're using tools to represent the description. I'm not sure if this is the best way to go about it, but like I said, this is open source. So if you see something you can fix, the best way to do is to go in there, submit the pull request, and fix it. Yeah, so these are the plugins that you have. So the way GOAT SDK works is that you have the way I remember it to work is that, let me just take all this nice stuff away. It's our agenda. The way GOAT SDK works is you have this GOAT SDK, but it's made up of several other components. It's made up of other stuff. Made up of this. It's made up of this. This is made up of plugins. Can have plugins which they call tools now. I think. Not sure if that is the plan now to call them tools. Been a while since this stream is more like just also kind of get updated on what's going on. So they have plugins, and then you also have something, the adapter layer. Sorry, I'm getting my something crossed here. So plugins, adapters, I think it's adapters. There's one other thing here, not sure what it is. I think, yeah, wallet should be wallets. Yeah, so I think that these are the major pieces that make up what a GOAT SDK is. So all these three things essentially become GOAT SDK, right? So let's just take this away. All this stuff becomes GOAT SDK. So plugins, adapters, wallets, all make up they make up the composition of GOAT SDK. So our focus on the plugins. You can also build adapters, and adapters are like if you want GOAT SDK to work with something like Vercel AI SDK, you build an adapter for that. So let me see if there's a place where they list all the adapters that's currently supported. I think there's a place at the bottom of the you see wallets, you saw tools and plugins up there, and then at the bottom you see adapters, it frameworks. So if you want to use GOAT SDK with something like Vercel AI SDK, there's an adapter for that. If you want to use it with LangChain, there's an adapter for that. For Courier, for small agents, for Level Labs, for Llama Index, for Mastra. If you want to use it with a model context protocol, there's an adapter for that. Eliza, Game Node, Zero-P, or Zero-Pi, I think. I'm not sure what it is. So adapter is more like you write a piece of code that kind of like interfaces another piece of code, or like another library or framework or so. Yeah, so this is what makes GOAT really cool. Really, really, really awesome. Yeah. So, by the way, the cool stuff you can do with this, but I would not stick to that. We'll just focus on the plugin section, right? Yeah. So I just made a quick research how to build a GOAT plugin, SDK plugin, and I did not see any good content on that or like good article on that. So maybe I'm going to cut up this piece into like a tutorial guide. I'm going to make something separate. Who knows? Okay. Anyways, yeah. Let's do it. Before we start, let's see the guide. There's a guide down there on how to build a plugin. I kind of already know how to do it, but it's just like building live, so I can just follow the process of if I was doing it like from scratch. So there's a tutorial on how to create a plugin, but before you can do that, you need to understand how to set up the project locally. You can either do it with Python or you do it with the TypeScript. I'm not sure this audio is. Let me reduce it a bit, or play this other one. No. What's this? What's on? Let's wait for it. By the way, if you're not using your headset, you might not be able to hear the music. But I'm trying to keep it as unobtrusive as possible. Wait, is it inobtrusive? Okay, this sounds good. So TypeScript or Python? I'm gonna go for TypeScript because we need to set up our project and then we can move forward like that. So to set up our project, we need to clone the repo. Why is this failing? Let me refresh. The reason why I'm refreshing, I want to show you guys something. If I Alright, so that kind of messed up my stream. Let me see if I can fix that. Alright, we're back. We're back. Yeah, so if you set up the project locally, that's how you can start working on a plugin. I wanted to show you that I made a contribution to the thing. I made a video for the setup process. In case you want that, you can go dig it. Open source also supports like multi-content thing, and that's something I'm exploring. So, yeah. That is that about that. I hate having multiple tabs open because I eventually get lost trying to figure out which one. All right, so let's kind of have our agenda so we can work from there. So we are building a plugin. Let's have our agenda. So the first process is to what? Set up the project locally. The next thing is to explore other plugins, find a plugin idea and build it, test it, ship it. Yeah, so it's kind of like the agenda for today. I'm going to set up the GOAT SDK project locally. I'm going to explore the plugins. I'm going to find the plugin idea. We need a plugin idea. What are exactly a plugin? And we can also do like a very basic one. My intention today is to do something where I deploy smart contracts to a network, and then we use GOAT SDK to trigger that in code with our AI agents, whatever that is. So that's like the plan. But hopefully it works. I know it's gonna work. I mean, I've done this thing like 3 months ago. I never just released the article. I don't know. I got swarmed up something else. But let's see if we can turn that into a nice build and move from there. Okay, so what we have now is set up the project locally. I'm going to do that right now. To that, I'm going to pull up my trusted terminal. Um, oh, can't do that because making this all full screen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do this so that I can still bring that guy in. Now you can see him. All right. This is my. I use Warp. Warp is a good terminal slash AI wrapper thingy. If you, I should update, I guess, but those things usually mess up on stream, so let me tempt the devil. So if you want to have a terminal that kind of has AI inbuilt, you should probably check Warp. For example, if I do Command I, oh my god, record type, and I say how do I clone projects and GitHub. So like directly in my terminal, I get this AI sort of like helper, and it can help me figure out what's wrong with some command I write, or like if I need to do some particular things with Git and I'm like struggling with it, like how exactly did I do this stuff again? Because I'm always going to Google to figure out what a Git command mean. So this is gonna help me. So in case you want to check it out, just check out Warp. The name of the stuff is what is. How do I write text on this stuff? Is Warp. That's the name. Check out Warp. Yep. Check out Warp, guys. I need to learn how to use this color thing very well. All right, I'm back. I'm actually getting better at it. But I'm going to use it as an experiment. So that is, by the way. Let's clone the project. Like I said, the first thing is to clone the project. So we're going to set up the project locally. If you want the video one, you can check this out. But we're going to stay with the extra one. So I'm going to copy this. I kind of have the project already cloned locally, but I'm just going to do it live again. So I'm going to go into, let me just make a new directory. So YouTube or experiments, stream, and then inside I can clone this. Git clone. It also has autocomplete that can help you with things. Git clone GOAT SDK. I'm gonna save it into GOAT plugin. Yeah, so I'm going to put it into GOAT YT just to. Too many arguments. Oh, sorry, I need to fix that. By the way, that also helped us because we never moved into experiment. So in this folder, we can paste our git clone, call it git YT, and that's gonna clone the entire project into this new repo, this new folder. Then I can cd into GOAT YT and open that inside Cursor. Yeah, so I think we can close this one for now and make this one a little bit bigger so that we can have like something to look at. I think I should probably just minimize this stuff so that we can have focus. And also like also zoom it in. This zoom this in a lot. Okay, I think this is okay. While you're streaming, I try to be conscious of the size of the visual, so that what's that? So that I can it's usually a painful thing when I'm seeing a live stream and the person is not making it bigger. So I try to be conscious about it myself.
Anyone who understands me eventually must transcend these propositions.
Okay.
And then
Where is this stuff? Okay, so now we have our project open. We have GOAT SDK inside our editor. We have GOAT SDK inside the editor. Let's use this. I want to keep the two open so that I can move between them. So the setup process is, once you write a TypeScript plugin, there are two types of plugin you can write. That's also part of where we're going to explore. There is the TypeScript plugin. There's a Python plugin, and both are what? Plugins. So both are plugins. You can either write TypeScript or you can either write Python. So for this, we're going to write TypeScript plugin. You can go write a Python. You can convert. So another way to contribute to open source here is to find one of the plugins that is in TypeScript and does not have a Python implementation yet, and you can just make that work and convert it into Python. They would really, really appreciate that. I think they have an AI that does it. That's crazy because like I saw Devin inside writing a bunch of code in the project. So I think I can use this. So next thing is to do what? cd into go/TypeScript, and we're getting an error. What does that mean? cd into TypeScript instead, because we're already in go/TypeScript. We're already inside the GOAT, and because I changed the name a bit, I might fail. And next thing is to what? Install the dependencies, which was on npm install here. And that should install our dependencies. And next thing is to what? Is to build the project. Next thing is to build it. Next thing is to build the project. So let's see if it has completed the installation. We still have that. So while that is going on, we have to build, and then we can run one of the projects and the examples. Like I said, this is one of the cool things about like GOAT SDK. It's modular. There are different examples that show different use cases and pieces of it. Just follow the README and you'll be able to like use whichever SDK for the specific framework you need or for the specific use case. And there is a new build step where you can run to build the library and not the examples. Okay, we want to build everything, so we can use one of the examples, and so we don't mind building everything. My back aches a bit. I think I need to get water. Just give me a minute. Why this is working? Okay, so this stuff is done. I just realized that I did not make kind of post this anywhere, so I'm just trying to post this in some groups and see if we're gonna get more people join the live stream. Let me see if I can just do that quickly. And while we do that, enjoy music. Right. I like music like that. I like music like this. The only painful thing is that I have to kind of download them and upload them directly to the streaming platform I use, which is like Figma. If there was, I don't have a stream deck or anything yet, so I wish I could just upload like those playlists from directly from my Spotify playlist or something. That would be fun. Where did I put this design file? Okay. Okay, so I have this here. Then I can grab the Twitter link or the YouTube link.
What we cannot speak about, we must pass over in silence.
I just saw myself on the stream and I look really weird. I'm facing the other side. I'm inverted. It's okay. Why am I inverted though? I should be facing the screen. But that's none of my business right now. Let me just focus on sharing this on your WhatsApp. Or then let me also grab the Twitter on and then share that as well. So that whoever decides to be on Twitter, God knows how many times this music has played. Okay, let me share. Forward to my status. Where should I share it to? Web3 groups that won't share it to. Then also like programmers group. Maybe this other group. Then maybe this group. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay, let's get back to it. Reduce this to 20 so you guys can hear me. All right, so where are we? We've built the project, so we have it where the stuff has installed. We now have the package installed. The next step is to let's see what the next step is to build a project. By the way, if you don't want to build everything, like you just want to build the libraries and not the examples, you can just run pm build libs, and that's just gonna build just the library and not the examples. But we want to build everything, so we can just run this. Okay, so let's go there and then just play this a bit and then run pm build. Let's see. this time. And all we can do is wait. All right, I think we are done. It's done. So we can now probably see that it built both the TypeScript. We're in the TypeScript folder, so it has built the TypeScript project and library and everything. So everything is set to go. What we can do now is access the examples, and we can decide on which of the demos we want to do. A good way to check what the examples are is if you go to the code repo, go to the docs of TypeScript. This is TypeScript docs particularly for TypeScript. You can see how they've separated it by use case and also by framework, also by wallet. I see the same thing here, by framework, by use case, by wallet. So you've seen that. So we have to decide on how we want to test it. So what exactly is our use case? What plugins are you working on? What are you trying to do? So you can check any of the examples out. The one I like to also check out very well is the Vercel AI one, because it has a visual element to it and it's pretty cool. I could also do voice agents. I could also test out this one live, but I don't want to struggle with trying to see how I can play this sound so that you guys can hear on the stream as well. So I'll just focus on Vercel AI. So that one has a visual context to it. So once again, clear my terminal. By the way, you can clear your terminal with Command L, with Control L on Mac. I think Control L also on the Windows machine. So I'll go by framework. Now I'll choose Vercel AI on. So the best way to do that is just go to CD by framework. Sorry, examples, then by framework, then Vercel. Then also you can enter each of the projects and see the README. Usually contains good context on how to run the project. So this example demonstrates how to use GOAT to allow Vercel AI SDK agents to send and receive ETH and ERC20 tokens on EVM network. So for this example, they're using base Sepolia, but we can implement it with any other EVM network by changing the chain and RPC URL. All right, thank you. So they're kind of like showing the example. We've set up a game from scratch, but we already did all this, and I think this is where we are. We already navigated into the project. You can copy the env templates and populate it with our own values. So I'm just going to do that now. Run the command and copy this instead of typing it. This is essentially just going to copy this file and paste it inside this new file, but we are renaming the name, so it's just going to make it duplicate, but use the new name for it. So just going to do that. And see that happen just right here. Yeah, we're going to supposedly going to add okay. I also provide our API key, our wallet private key, and the RPC provider URL. I'm going to do these two things offline. I'm going to take it off screen and do it. I'm going to show you how you can get RPC provider URL. Okay, I can't. So you want to get your OpenAI API key, just have to go to the OpenAI, the dashboard in OpenAI. I just wish that this thing is not going to show up immediately as I open it. Okay, you can go to your dashboard, go to API keys, and by the way, this is OpenAI. You can see OpenAI. and you can get an API key. Let's create a new secret key and call this GOAT plugin, and then you can just create a secret key. Should I do this? Yeah, I can do this. Let me see. Okay, it's not showing everything completely. Good. Oh, okay. I'll just make sure to delete it once I'm done. So I'm going to just paste that here. Just going to delete it once I'm done. So have fun with it while you can. Wallet private key. That is dicey. That one I'm not gonna share live. I'm gonna do that off screen. But we can, let's do the RPC provider URL so that we are done with that. To get RPC provider URL, you can get a free one. One I always recommend is Freenode. Free RPC node. Okay, yeah, public node. I mean, sorry, it's public node, and they have like free RPC endpoint. And you see, if you notice in the example, they're mentioning base Sepolia. So we need to get a base Sepolia RPC node. So we can just get a testnet since they're dealing with Sepolia and base, and we can get the RPC endpoint link. So that's how I get it. You just go to public node, and then you can grab one of them. If on the mainnet one, you can also just use the mainnet one here. But for Sepolia, I can just copy this one, and we can paste it right here. For the wallet private key, I'm going to do that one off screen, and that's it. So let me do that one now. I'm trying to open this folder. We didn't find it. Okay, good. So I'm just gonna copy. To do that, you just just to show you, just in case. But most time, I believe that most people that would need to do this will probably know how to do this already. But let's go to MetaMask, and you select the account. Going to like this, and you say account details, and you ask for show your private key, and you choose it, and you do what it needs to do to show you your private key. So I'm just going to do that behind the scene. Okay, show private key. Okay, I hope that's not showing live. That's gonna be crazy. So I'm just gonna put that inside the env file. Well, I think I just over. What's happening is I'm trying to open this in another editor so I can access the env documents. Examples, I guess, by framework, and then we're choosing Basel AI. Then we're pasting a private key inside. Closing that and never opening it again. And that's it. That's a done deal. Okay. All right, now we have I don't need to show this. Why am I showing this? Okay, I've added all this stuff to the env file. We also have test funds in it. Like I showed you, I had like $54 or something. So the next step is to run the entire CLI and call pnpm ts node index.ts. And also pnpm index.ts. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna like just TypeScript, convert the TypeScript to JavaScript, and then run it. And this agent can do something. It can check your balance for the tokens I have. You can send tokens on my behalf, and also check my balance again to see if that's reduced. Anyways, let's test it. So I'm just gonna run this, and I see that I probably messed up something here. So let's see. All right, our first bug, our first error. Okay, I know what's happening. So what happens is usually if you copy your private key directly from MetaMask and you paste it, it will oftentimes show you this error. The solution is to go to the same private key and add 0x in front of the code. So yeah, you probably start with 0 something. So just add 0x. So 0x in front of the code, and that's kind of fixes it. So I'm gonna try that now and see if that fixes it. Let's see if that fixes it for me. I can show you my env. Don't ask me to. I know you're asking me to, but sorry. I don't want to risk messing. Yeah. So like say env templates. So you probably have like your private key as like this. So you need to just go and add 0x here, and that will fix this bug that we just saw, which is value private key expected x or 32 bytes plus string. My energy is kind of low today. I don't feel too good, but the show must go on. Yeah, so that's it. So let's see if that will fix it. Let's go and run this again. And once again, the step is what? npx ts node index. Yes, let's just use. Let me go away from all this env file so I don't mistakenly go open the file. I fear it's not even about right now. It's about like, I don't know when something good will enter. Right, so this example is just going to show us like for us to enter our prompts and then to do something. So we can say, what is my wallet balance? And then we're going to go through the code later on, but like this is console logging the tools that the agent is calling. So it's calling the tool, the get address tool. So if I'm asking it to show me my wallet balance, it needs to actually know what address is this I'm required to get the wallet balance of. So this is the wallet address. And how did you get this? It's getting this using the private key I added to it. And then next thing is once you get the address, that's the to name. Next thing is to also get the balance of the address. And the argument is passing to a function or a tool that is being called is this address. You can see the argument address. And then the result is whatever this is. This key value pair, this object. And we have the value is this, decimal is this. I think that's kind of it. So and the response is, so what really happens is it takes this result and then it uses the LLM kind of understands what it means, and then it gives you a very English readable answer. we can check out the code that makes this possible. And this is it. They're doing a bunch of stuff with readline. So all this one is just to have this sort of functionality where you can type and in the terminal it can respond to you and like a continuous loop repl REPL. But the major part is you can see we have an adapter here. I mentioned the adapter in the early part of let me go back to that chat. I said GOAT SDK is made up of what's that? Okay. Okay, so we have the plugins, we have the adapters, and we have the wallets. All of them make up GOAT SDK, the composition of everything. So the adapters are layers that integrate other libraries or frameworks or tools or stuff. Oh, flip it. I just messed up. So we're back. The next thing you see, you have plugins. The plugins are what we're going to build today. And plugins allow you to write additional functionality to the underlying one, building on top of what they've built before. Then we also have the wallets component, which is how it handles wallet interactions and stuff. So in case you have in a protocol and you need to support this, you can write your own wallet layer, and GOAT SDK is gonna kind of work with you. And then we're doing a bunch of normal stuff with creating a wallet client, using the transports, which is the RPC provider URL, and this is our VM stuff. But more importantly, the cool part here is we're using the functions exposed by VM. Then we're passing that on to get on-chain tools, which is coming from our adapter, right? Our adapter is working with that. Very interesting line of code, but that is not our focus. Let's focus on building now. So that's what we've seen. We've seen how to play around with this. We can install this. We can play around with it. It works. It's good. The next part now is how do we build our own plugin? We need to build ours. What kind of plugin can we build? So for this, I'm just going to do a very simple one. The idea I have is we're going to do one thing. So we've explored other plugins. So I kind of need to mark up this. So we've set up the project locally. We've explored that plugin. Now we are in the find the plugin idea stage. And the idea I have is we are going to deploy a new smart contract. Simple and tiny one. Let's deploy a new smart contract. Then we're going to use this smart contract we're going to build a plugin to that and add to the smart contract. That's it. That's what we're going to do. So for you can replace this smart contract layer with any other thing you want to do. That's how this works. So once you see how to build it with smart contract, you can replace it with an API layer. You can replace it with whatever you want to do. But the core part is left to you to decide how you want to build your agents. But we're just going to look at all the things that surround building, testing, and making use of it. All right, so let's deploy this smart contract. So for that, we're going to use Remix. We are using Remix ID. So for that, we're going to use Remix ID. I should probably be color coding this, so it's going to use Remix ID to for that, we're going to use Remix ID to write a code in our browser. Let me just open that. And this is Remix ID. And we're going to write our smart contract and we'll also deploy it. And then we're going to write a plugin for that. Let me change the audio. I think that is repetitive enough. Okay. we can work with this. We can work with this. Okay, so we're going to write a smart contract here. I have a number of smart contracts down here. So what kind of smart contract can we write? Let's use ChatGPT, or we can just use Claude. Claude is a good boy when it comes to code. So we can just use it to write out tiny code. Let me collapse this so that's okay. All right. So what are tiny smart contracts code I can write for a live stream demo? It's 2 function max. So what I'm trying to do is what I'm trying to do is that it should give me a concrete idea. So we can build a plugin for anything, but I want to write something that is kind of that has a story behind it. All right, and I said, please just make the stuff have just 2 functions. That's all, nothing more, nothing less. Simple as possible. All right, so the first one is a simple token tipping contract. A contract that allows viewers to tip a streamer with tokens, and it gave me some code. Let's look at this. Let's see if this is interesting. We have an address type, sign integer, then structure where we're saying the streamer, the address is the deployer of the code. That's the person streaming. Whoever deploys it owns the contract. And then what saying when anybody calls the tip, the function requires you to pay. And then we're saying the amount attached was greater than 0. And then when we're adding the amount to the total tips. And then when the streamer needs to withdraw the amount, they need to be the person calling this function can only be the streamer. So that was this require code is function guards. I'm not sure. No modifiers like checks. It's been a while I wrote any solidity. On sign integer amount is equals to total tips. I'm not sure if this is a security vulnerability, but let's assume that this code is airtight. But I'm very sure this line here might introduce something. And then there is the total tips. We're setting the total tips to 0. So what I kind of do is like we're temporarily boiling this into the amounts. Then we're making the total tips to 0. So like we are storing this temporarily inside here. Then we're setting this to 0 after we've stored it. Because what happens is this variable will be deleted once this function is completed, its running has been invoked. So total tips is a global state. So that one is the lifetime of that is beyond this function. But once this function runs completely, total tips is going to be raised to 0, and amount is no longer going to exist until you call this function again. So it's a temporary variable being created right there in time. Then what we're doing is we're saying, yeah, you know what, pay the streamer this amount of money, transfer it. This is an interesting one. Do we want to do something that interacts with? Do we want to do this? 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 All right, let's see the next one. I think I can zoom out a bit. All right, for the next one, we have a mini poll of voting contract. It lets viewers vote on stream topics or decisions. Okay. we have to decide between which of these two ones we want to build the agent plugin for. So for the stream poll, we are mapping an unsigned integer to an unsigned integer. So we're saying this is a key of int to int. Interesting. Of votes. And then for the next one, I'm mapping address to bool. So as voted, so I'm guessing this one's gonna hold the address of people that has voted. If you've not voted, false. So once you vote, we store you, and then I also like kind of count the amount. I'm not sure if this needs to be a map, right? But let's see. Require that whoever is calling this vote function should not have voted. If person has voted, show them already voted. Also require that the option okay, I don't know what option is doing here. The option the person is sending option is less than 5. How many people are voting? I don't kind of understand this one. So when you vote, you give it what option you want to. So you can only vote 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you put that, we say vote, okay, where your option +1. Then we say the person is true. This is out of it. I don't think I'm interested in this mini poll voting contract. The next one is the stream milestone contract. A contract that unlocks content when a donation goal is reached. Okay. This one looks simple, but I'm kind of, my brain is clogged right now. I don't know what this option thing means. I don't want to get into it. This looks like the next shortest simple thing, but let's quickly explore this one. Let's see if it has enough context and also enough brevity. So the contract unlocks content when a donation goal is reached. So the address of the streamer, goal, constructor. You're passing the initial amount of goals for the person. So that's the goal. Like, where are you going to reach before we unlock the content? So when you contribute, okay. You know what? We're going to go with option 1. We're going to go with option 1. It's simple enough, and we don't have to think too much about it. Or maybe because I'm not 1 million X engineer, I think I'll just take care of that one. They all look, I'm not kind of my 100%. So we've copied that. I think I can also close this public things, API keys things. Yeah. So I copied this. Then I'm going to go into Remix and create our code. So I'm going to write a new contract. I'll call this one, I'll call it 7. I like to follow the animation convention. We'll name this streamer poll. I think so. Top tipper. Stream tipper. I'll call this stream tipper.soul. I'm also gonna paste this. A good UX thing. Would I say good? But it's good in the sense that security is this thing that Remix does. So once you paste code, it's telling you that, you know what, you just pasted something. Please understand what you're doing. If not, don't run it. But I think I understand enough to know that this would not bite us in the private area. So we can proceed. So fully, and it's telling me that it's going to use 2.4. That's a lot of gas. 24856. That's a lot of gas. Let me ask it. Also, it makes us AI now, so you can go here and you can chat it to it. So I can say, how can I make this less gas hungry? So you can use the AI inside Remix to kind of like chat with you this stuff. So it's telling me that the implementation has some gas inefficiencies. So we should use on-site int 160 address for total tips, since we're only dealing with one streamer. Using an address instead of only 256 can save 40 bytes and reduce gas costs. Interesting. Because that is name mapping for streamer. You know what? Instead of using that, I'm going to use Claude directly. Really long day. Okay, so I told it, make this less gas hungry. And okay. This also made some improvements. So I replace the T function with a receive that allows direct heat transfers to contract without calling a specific function. Made it less beautiful to look. Looks ugly now. I'm not even sure. Is this still allowed? And number one, where is the first function? Is the current recommended way to send it? Really? How do people now pay you? Or once you send to the contract, it has its total tips by default. So it's not a specific function. Okay, you know what? Let's do this instead. Let's see if this is gonna be any better. I'm gonna copy this, paste it here. Let's see. It's telling me infinite gas now. Infinite gas. Undefined gas. Okay. Okay. Infinite gas. You know what? Let's just go. I think I have enough gas, anyways. I was just trying to see how that would look like. So we can run this. So I'm going to deploy this on mode. Then we're going to write a plugin that calls that tracks with this on mode. And yeah, so to do that, you have to go to compile the script first. Everything compiles well. Then go to deploy. Then when you're inside deploy, you have to choose. I want to choose data provider MetaMask because that's what I want to use to like make the cost data. So I want to give it that permission that it's my address. Okay, let me confirm that this is the address I want to use. Let's see, F54 no. F and data provider MetaMask now work. Let's use Sequoia testnet. Do I have 7F? Okay, I have 7F. Just need to change this into I want to make sure I'm not using account details. So what am I doing? I'm trying to connect the appropriate account. So I can't find my accounts. Let me see if I can add it. Okay, I can add it. Let me see. I need to kind of do this from here, so I see. Okay. So I can add all this to updates. That will kind of bring the options here. So I want to do F54. And then I'm going to switch the network. I want to deploy to. I want to deploy to base sepal there. No, sorry, to mode testnet. To mode testnet. We're going to deploy this. And like I said, there's just two functions. But reduce it to one function anyways. Let's see how better that performs. When you send money to this contract, it receives it and then stores it in the contracts as part of the contract's accounts. Then automatically does that using the receive function. And then when you say send to me, it's also withdraws. You can also withdraw to another address. All right, so let's see. We're going to deploy this contract. Hopefully, let's see if it's gonna work. There's an alert that says I do not have enough ETH in my account to pay. Oh yes, that is true. I do not have enough ETH. So we need to get tokens. We need to get test tokens. So I'm going to go to mode testnet faucets. So testnet faucets, we can see is anyone giving out free tokens, free ETH. Then we can check out super chain faucets. They might be the license. Please don't tell me to sign up or something. Right, sign in. Let's see. Don't dox me, guys. They're asking me to put in something. Let's see if I can fetch that and get back to building fast. Okay. 450, 169. Okay. Okay, so let's provide our wallet address so we can get 0.1. I'm gonna provide just the first one. Oh, how do they get this? F54 5817 F5817. You know what? This just give me what I want. Give me everything. Okay, 5. I want, okay. Let's go. Sure, I'm not a robot yet. Traffic lights. This. Glory. Claim. So that's gonna send me some tokens that we can use to proceed. Let's wait for that to do. And then we can move on. My eyes are already heavy. All right, so 0.1 it has been distributed. Okay, I can close this now. I don't think I'll be able to access it until 24 hours again. So we've gotten some test tokens. Time to use them. By the way, if you're just joining us, we are trying to build a GOAT SDK plugin. GOAT SDK is an agentic finance framework toolkit that you can use to add some interesting financial features to your AI agent, especially when it comes to handling financial stuff and doing things on chain. So we're trying to build a good plugin for that. Welcome to the stream. Okay, we're back, but I need to step out a bit. Let me just take a quick stroll back and forth, and we'll pick it up from there. My back. All right, we're back. So data is distributed. Data distributed. The next thing is to you can't even access this until 23 hours a year. No worries, I'll be back. All right, so the next thing to do is to I think I have some of that now, so I can try to deploy. Let's see if this will go this time. I think I should have 0.1, so maybe because I'm using this, I think this is where they funded, so let's try this one. Oh yes, this request is for a different account than the one selected in your wallet to use on that account. I think this is bad. Oh, okay, I think this is okay. Let's see if it's gonna deploy, and it did. It did. We now have our contract deployed. Our streamer tips contract deployed. Deploy contract streamer tips. So who is the streamer? I am the streamer. 5817F. You can see because I deployed it. Many tips. I should see 0 here. Good. And also to be able to withdraw. So anytime you send me, so I'm gonna place this address in the chat. So in case you want to send something, you can send it just to see how the tip is gonna change just a little bit. I'm gonna send the contract address of this. I can send it on mode testnet. Why did I say that like everybody's gonna have that? But so just paste that here. In case you wanna send test tokens, you can send test tokens. Let me show banner. Send test tokens. Looks very ugly and scary. What's all this? Take it out. I don't like it the way it looks. So thank you. You can see in the comments in the chart. I guess that's it. So everything deploys. We have these functions, and they should be working. So we have to test the withdraw. So to test this, what I'm gonna do is let me see if I have some super chain faucet. Let me see if I can connect my other wallet. It's going to work. Sign out. Oh, that's why they use emails. So when you're trying to sign in, you have to let me use my other one. I'm sorry, pretty tired. That's why I keep yawning. But we can move on. How do I test this? So let me see. Total tips. I need to send some money to these people. Yeah. More testnet. So that means I have to have some mode. How am I sure this also deployed to mode? Was I on mode when I deployed it? If I was on mode, then yes, it deployed to mode testnet. Good. All right, so let's see. Everything seems to be working on. We have our function running. It should be able to send something to do some more testnets. Normal other address. We have quite a good number of testnet funds there. Why this one's at 215? It has Ethereum on mode testnet. I'm going to send some to Lab X1. I'm gonna send how much? I'm gonna send $50, $100 worth to this guy. Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send some amount of money to somebody else. I'm going to send it back. That seems to have worked. Now we can also just confirm from by coming here. Let's see that this is this. No, that's not affected. So now 100. This one has $100 now. You can see here. You can see. What's wrong? Why is this thing bringing up the emoji icon? Anyways, you get my point. This is this. So let's spread out the money into two places. The next thing now is to see how we can send some amount of that money back. Then we can to this address. I think that was even unnecessary. I don't know what I was thinking. We just need to send some to this address. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna send. I'm gonna copy this address. I'm gonna send. I'm going to copy this address. I'm gonna send how much? 0.0001. I'm gonna send it. So that's about approximately. Let me make it $1. Let's do 09. 8. Okay, so let's do 1.08. I don't know why I'm so picky about this, but we don't have so much funds, so I'm trying to be careful with how much money it is. If I send some to this address on more testnet, it should be received, confirmed, and if I check alternatives now, if everything works, this should include. Okay, you see, what did we send? We sent 0.0006, and because this thing always flips it up because of the 18 decimal places. So this is actually working. This contract is actually working. Right now, let's try to build our agents now. So a little bit just to remind ourselves of what the steps looks like. We found an idea. Okay. Found an idea. We found one, and then we've also let's build it, test and ship it. So we've kind of validated it properly. So let's test it. Let's build it, and then we can move forward. I think I can safely close ChatGPT. All right. So let's now build our plugin. So the way to build a plugin is you can follow the plugin tutorial, which is you have to create a plugin. So GOAT plugins enable your agent to interact with various blockchain protocols. You can do the plugins can be specific to a particular chain or chain agnostic. So if you mix match this stuff, you would get an error if you do not write properly. So PM can create plugin name, and you are working with a particular blockchain, you can do any of this. So I think we were dealing with EVM, so I'll just stick with EVM. This is a new plugin script. Last time I did mine, it wasn't there. Very nice addition. So we can copy this now and just end this loop and then pull up our close this because it's kind of like so. We need to run this. Let me just npm create plugin. What's the plugin name? I'm gonna call it Stream Deeper. Then I'm going to call it. Yeah, I'm going to say it's particular for EVM. For now, at least, this can be something that will be done on oil chains, I guess. But for now, it's just EVM. So, why am I doing this inside here? So I can leave this and then go directly into TypeScript. I think this is even. Let me see. Okay. I need to delete this last part. What's nice about the command code, the terminal that ships with the SQL is that you can't just really move your cursor anywhere. I mean, that's like something that's with Vim, I guess. I know, but like, I mean, so sometimes very annoying. So according to our plugins to Stream Deeper, and you see how we just use the script to kind of scaffold all the boilerplate files that we need, and install dependencies and downloading every other stuff. That's good. Okay. All right, so that seems to work well. That is scaffolded. We can clear that. So what did that do? So that generated a new something for inside package, inside plugin. Then we'll see our new Stream Deeper. So ideally, you would have gone to this place and you will have created these things manually yourself. I know that is not what we want to do here because that can really be annoying because majority of the stuff do not change. Most of it do not change, at least at the beginning. So a package JSON, standard metadata, configure the TypeScript. Well done, thank you. And a basic plugin structure in the SRC directory. So yeah, we got some good things going for us already. All right, so and then the plugin structure has been created. So if you go to SRC and you see index.ts, that contains the exports. Parameter.ts contains all the parameters that we're going to define, and which is also going to help us with like the plugin, the structure for how the functions arguments are going to come. And then our plugin name .plugin.ts, which is plugin class extending the plugin base, and the service class an example tool. So they've given us an example tool. Let's explore that properly now. Let me make this wider. Let me make this wider. And then export class Stream Deeper plugin. This is the plugin.ts. Where you will spend most of your time will actually be in the service.ts. According to my experience with this, the service.ts, that's where you spend most of your time, service.ts. But this is where you're going to write a lot of the functions that's going to do the thing. Plugin.ts is more like you're just cobbling up what you've written into some very good bits, right? So if you let's pick one after the other. So we want to do what we have our function. This is a contract to deploy it. It actually has only one function, right? But we want to be able to send money to this and also call this withdraw function, right? So how we're going to do that? We're going to define these parameters that we need, and for this we don't need to even define parameter, right? We just need to call the function, because automatically if you call the function and you're not the owner, you don't work, because it's not, you don't have to pass anything. So it's actually good. So let's look at this again. This might be too big though. I don't know what size works, but this seems okay and also easy for me to see. So let's go to the service.ts, and they've given us a very simple pro tool to call, getting from the tool SDK. We import the tool with our client parameters, and then they are going to stream tipper example, an example method in stream tipper service, and then the function do something. And if you call this, it's going to say hello from stream tipper service. Well, that's the basic one. So let's try to make this look like ours. We want to do what we want to call this function. So we can just say, so there are different ways to also define a tool. You can do it declarative, which is something like using the tool decorator, or you can do it, you can use a get tool and create two functions to create it. So this is declarative method where you define a class and all. Then there's also like the other one. I don't think the other one is okay, which is that you do the get tool and get what a client base, whatever, and then you create tool. I think I prefer decorator. It's just kind of simple, cleaner, and like makes more sense. You can see add tool, name, sign message, description, sign a message, etc. Blah, like that. So what we're going to do now is unless we rewrite this, or we're just going to add on top of this a new tool, a new what's it called? A new service. Because like I said, you spend most of your time in the service area. The plugin is just what is in the plugin might never change from what it is, right? But the service area and then ABI and things would be where you spend most of your time. So another one thing we should do before we start is to copy the ABI of this code, of this contract, and give it and put inside our code. So how do you do that? We already compiled, right? We can just click on this copy ABI. I'm sure you can see it. So I already compiled. I'll just click on this copy ABI, and that kind of does it. Then you can go into our code. And then inside SRC, I can create a new folder called this ABI. And then inside there, I'm gonna create a new file, call it stream tipper ABI.ts. Then I'm gonna paste this there. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna export it. So even though it's said you have to export it, it comes in as a JSON, so you can export it. Export this. That's good. I think we should do it like this. Yes, just to stay consistent with what I already do. Then the next thing is we already have that in the ABI. We can also add the address to this stuff. So we can just consider this our constant file. So we cannot do export stream tipper address. Then we can do it's a record. You can export this and just put it at this. So That kind of works. Nope. Recommended way to do it is also to define where the contract is deployed on individual chain using the number. So you can check the example. For example, okay, I don't think they have an example here for that, but what we're trying to do here is instead of just saying this is what address, we'll try to give it an object that defines what's where the contract is deployed on individual chain. So let's say for this we can do this. We say on the 919 chain, this is the port for mode network. So we can paste in the contract address of this on that chain. So same thing you've done before. You go there and you do what? You copy the contract address code. Then you go here and you do what? You paste it. That's all that is about that. And this is saying this is where mode polia. Right? So this is what this means. So that's it. Next thing we're going to do now is, since we've added all our ABIs, is to define our function signatures, right? That is where I say we're going to spend more time inside the service.ts file. So let's find the service.ts. We're going to do what? We're going to define a new tool. I'm going to call this tool name withdraw stream tipper. Just get this and just say stream tipper withdraw. Okay, so I'm going to define a stream tipper withdraw function tool. Withdraw from the stream contracts can only be called by the streamer. Okay. We don't know the streamer address, so but the contract knows. The contract will revert, so I'm very sure the stuff we handle that, so we're fine. Okay. Okay, so after we've done this, next thing to do what is to run the async. This async part is the function that will actually happen. All these are meant to just give the AI context so it can call the right thing. What the magic happen is this stuff. So this is where the function happens, and it receives the wallet client and the parameters, exam parameters. We need to fix that. There are no parameters in this area. Oh, do you have any parameters for anything? Okay. We don't have any parameters anywhere, so we can leave that and focus on. We can leave that and focus on just the withdraw function. So once you do that, we can just test that and we can call it a day. You can implement the other one yourself about if you like. So withdraw function, we're just going to call it. And how does that work? Since we can call it directly with our EVM and all that stuff, right? So we're going to do a try block, try catch block. Then inside try, we're going to do class network equals to this guy that gets chain, not gets chain, and then oh my Yagba. I'm going to do get chain, and then Okay. Just importing whatever this guy says I should import. New contracts, no. Okay. Um, strip tipo address network.id. Okay. I'm already getting icy, sleepy. If I lose track again, I just call it a day or call it a night. And the crazy thing is, we're almost at the finish line, so we need to move on. So we need to call the withdraw function. And how to do that is we're going to follow a couple steps, right? I have a process. So we're going to get the network, or more like get the network, which is calling the network wallet client and getting the chain. And then if this is network.id, how did we? This so you can say unable to determine chain ID from wallet client. Okay, that's one section gone. Using the network ID to check the chain, is person eligible enough to call this function, right? And then once we've done that, next step is to use the address to get the addresses. Let me just write that. Okay. This is a read function. I can just use AI to write this though. Call the withdraw function on the contract. Let's see. This doesn't look as gonna work. Let me just take this out. Okay. Is that how? That's not how we roll it right here, right? Just trying to check something upcoming. Okay. All right. So all the steps gonna be like const address. Gonna get this stream tip address network.id. I think we expected that from ABI, right? Okay. That's why it's important. So I'm getting the stream tip address. We don't get that. Yeah, this is it. They are passing. Okay, what's the? Oh, we need to type this. This is where the issue is. So we can type this. Give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, so this would be a type of what? Record. So let's see, that should fix that for sure. My battery is about to die. Okay. Alright, so that fixes it. So stream power address, network, whatever, is fine. Let's see if we can finish this stream. We can do something else. The address is gotten. We also need the contract address. Yeah, this is the contract address. This is the contract address. Contract address. I think that's what I pasted there. Okay, so now that we have the contract address, we can use that to create a read. Withdraw is the right function, I guess. Let me see. Withdraw is the right function. Is it? So they're just calling it. They're not doing anything. They're just calling withdraw. And all it's doing is just going to go execute it. So let me just ask, just to be sure. That's what it is, though. So this is a write function. It's not a read function, just to be sure. Right, good. So we got the contract address. Oh yeah, we just need the address here. And then we can use that to get the contract address. Wait, I need to be sure what we're doing. Okay, so then we can use this to contracts address equals to wallet client or get address. So resolve address. Resolve address is coming from where? Okay, so something is wrong. This should not be happening. Why clients? Let me see if the AI can fix it. But that should not be happening. Don't do anything. Okay, so let's just accept this and see if it works. Doesn't work, we know where to come and check. Okay, so that's it about that. Next step is to what? Is to you know what? We can just use AI to write the rest. Okay, so let's use AI to write it. Let's see if that's gonna be faster. I need to wrap this up quickly. Any cheat code is appreciated. Okay, so it's gonna read through everything and then okay, it's going to complete it. Now I will complete the withdraw method. Boom. So it's taking out this black thing. Okay. Call the withdraw function on the contract. You see, we're nearly close. If I just added this to, we're finished. So just call this send transaction, then return success or a false error. Okay. That seems pretty straightforward. Let's wait for it to kind of like complete the process. and then we can a test file. Why is it fixing test file? It's taking a while. Nobody asked you to do a test file. No? You do too much. I'm going to delete the test file anyways because I don't know. I just want to get it to a conclusive end. I think you already fixed. Crazy thing is, I love this feature until it becomes a pain. I love it. I loved it, and then now it's a pain. So let's delete all the testing thing. But for now, we can leave it actually. Okay, this is a test section. My camera will go off any moment now, so maybe we can just this is a test file. Let me just accept all and then see. Tell me do not change anything here. Okay. Parameters, everything is looking good. Everything looks good. Okay. I can delete this guy. Okay. All right, so let's just save that. Take this out since we don't use it. And then save that. And then this is the test. Okay. Yeah, so withdraw is done. Okay. You can also add like other plugins like the ERC20 plugin so that the project will be able to send token to another address. I don't want to continue to yarn. I feel tired already, and 33 is 3 a.m. my time. I think I've gotten to my elastic limits. I feel myself drifting off the time. So thanks so much for joining this one. I will pick it up from there tomorrow to complete the stream. You know what to do. Share with someone that you know would be interested in this. Also, if you find value in this, go build something with it. Let's see. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for coming around. I will see you tomorrow or when next I stream. We'll continue with this. I'll pick it up from here and complete the project. Bye.